All right. Yo, what's up? What's up? This is BNB. We are back, y'all, with another show. We got some really good topics that we're going to talk about today. Also got some pretty sad stuff that's going on, and that we're going to mention and just kind of get into. We even are going to jump into some new things dealing with our relationship series. So hope you guys stay to the end of that. We got some really good things coming as well that we're going to mention here at the top of the show. And so, just to get it started and get it kicked off, I just want to introduce my guys to y'all again. First, on myself, man, I got my guy Brent here, man. Brent, how's it going today, man? What's up?
I know 25 letters in the alphabet, and I don't know why.
25
You
letters
sure?
in the alphabet, and you don't know why.
And I don't know
You
why.
don't know why.
Is it? You sure it's 25?
I thought it was just say you got 99 problems and a something ain't one. So no.
But now I know 25. I know 25 letters in the alphabet, and I don't know why.
Well, I thought he was gonna say when he said 25. I thought he was gonna say I got 25 lighters on my dresser.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
right.
Who did that?
That was who was that? I feel ashamed. Born and raised in Texas and listen to Texas music all the
Right.
time.
Oh, yeah.
Who is that? Oh my God! I'm gonna have to look it up and say it before the end of the show.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely have to look that up
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, that's what's up. All right, Brent. So next I got my homeboy Meldrick, man. What's going on, Mel? What's up with you?
What's going on, man? I'm doing all right. Doing all right this evening. How was y'all's day? Y'all's day go pretty good?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
went all right. Went all right. Not
That's good.
too, not too bad, not too bad. So of course you got me, B Brown with you tonight, and so I'm gonna let Brent just kind of kick it off. He's got some good news. He's got something he's gonna show us as well, and tell us about that's going on with BNB. So Brent, let's do it, man. What's going on?
Well, last week, week before last, we talked about how we're no longer on Z Radio Live, but we started our own thing, and we thank God for it. It's called BMB Soul Radio,
So
and
never mind.
soul.
Now we can't do that.
Now,
That's
yeah, you're
patent.
right.
That's patent.
Yeah,
So we don't want nobody from that train to come over and try
to come get us. But if you take a look at the screen, if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, but if you're listening on our regular podcast on Spotify, and also just to let you know, we just been added to Google Podcast and also to Amazon Music, so you can hear us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, Music, which is their podcast system, and then you can always watch us every week on Facebook and YouTube. So we're on all of those platforms. Y'all ought to be proud.
Oh yeah.
But if you take a look, this is our national website. It goes into our network, BMB Empower Network, and then our radio show, BMB Soul Radio, and then our podcast, BMB Tell It Like It Is. We are here to entertain, educate, and empower.
So quick question, Brent. Since
Mhm.
while you got it up there, when you roll the mouse over those names, does that take you to the links?
No. No, it doesn't take you to anything. But
Okay.
as you scroll down, it goes into welcome to BNB Soul Radio, and then these links right here take you right here to our Cash App if you want to donate to us,
Mm-hmm.
and then also this takes you to the 360 Live, to our radio
Okay.
station. So this goes straight to our radio station on Live 365. And then let me get out of that. And then, but if you don't feel like hitting that button, you can just go right here
Yeah.
to B&B Soul Radio and just hit the play button. And then it will play our station. And as you can see, we play the very best of 70s, 80s, 90s R&B, New Jack Swing, gospel, smooth jazz, and hip hop 24/7. Just hit that play button and you can hear the different varieties of music that we play. And you know, I want to do a mixture of all the music that we grew up on, and especially even involving gospel. Some people say they don't like mixing the genres, but I mean, it's music. They like
A
it because
lot.
they get paid for it because it's
Where
getting
do
played.
where do people think a lot of that music originated from?
Exactly.
A lot of artists come out of the church. I mean,
No,
so
they don't get no better than that. So,
Mhm.
I mean, it's a mixture of all those genre musics, and it's a good station. And then right now, we're still working the kinks out in it, but bear with us, pray for us. We are going to make it sound like an authentic radio station 24/7 where, um, yes, we're going to have this is a all genre music of mostly African American music, but then you're also gonna hear the best preach words from our very own Pastor Bishop D.S. McBride and some others that are going to join us, and then also um, our show will be on there. We're gonna get our own jingles and radio ads on there very soon, where it's gonna sound like an authentic radio station. Hopefully, we can get some Monday mantra things on there that you can hear every week, a different type of mantra for the month, for the week, to start you off for the week. Because this show is about empowering people and helping them get to the next level in life, and just that's just what we're here for. So let me keep scrolling. It kind of explains our podcast. Like I said, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Facebook, and YouTube. And then you click each of these buttons, it'll take you to that particular page on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And then right here, we breaks down how we talk about the news, breaking news that goes on through the day. And then melted, boom, there you go, dog. Sports with Mail. And then also didn't have enough room to add the other links here, so I put it right here. Amazon Music and Google Podcasts, which we would just added on to these stations or these platforms. I'm sorry. And then also it just kind of goes into what happens on our show, what happens on this website. It's just another link for you to go to the radio show if you like. I just remember seeing a lot of other things where they said just make it visible where you can go to the radio station. And I think I did that. And then these are just some different blogs and things we're going to be posting throughout the week and monthly. First here is just the state of R&B soul music, old school versus new school, and then can Christians listen to secular music? So you make your own observations on that, on how you feel about that, and then if you like what you're seeing, it's this. You see this little thing right here by Aretha Franklin's face. Let's chat. If you hit that, one of us is going to get the message, and we will reply back to you. And then also this takes you can go right here to both of our Instagram and Twitter page. Go to our pages on our social media platforms. Hey, this is just a small picture of us just to let you know this is who's talking. These are the HINCs in charge.
HNIC.
Oh, thank you.
HNICs.
Help me, Lord. But anyway, if you're this is just if you want to get contact, like I said, any of this type of stuff filled out, it's going to go to one of us and we will see it in real time. And if you submit a message, we will get it. And then also the last show that we did from last week, we talked about can blacks be racist, voter fraud found, black immigration, high value mindset in men and women. And then this is just a show from last year that we posted talking about gender roles and dating outside our race and just making sure we're putting God first. All this soon will be full of shows. And then this is from our Instagram feed. So everything we post on our Instagram page is right here on our website. And then you can also load more to see more things that we post. And then once again, this is our website. We are, in the words of Bishop McBride, we are making things happen. So, you know, right here in this page right here, you can log into us and then be a more part of I don't want to say our fan page, but our support group page, where you'll just be more in tune of what we're doing. So I just want to kind of share that with you guys, and just we making things happen. I'm not gonna say we trying, we doing it. We are doing it with God's grace. We are doing this thing.
That's proof right there.
Yeah, that this is proof that we're doing it, and we're not going nowhere. As long as as the three of us got each other's back, and God is in the forefront of what we're doing, we're gonna be right here. We can't do nothing but grow from here. So hit this link right here. You can email us. So, like I said, the three of us, one of us are going to get the message, and you'll be able to communicate with us in real time. So I just want to share that with y'all. I'm excited about it. I hope y'all excited about it. It's a lot of work, but you know what? It's good work. It is good work. It's a good thing that we're doing.
Looks really, really nice to me. I mean, honestly, it looks really nice.
Really?
It looks real good.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, that's and for that to be just the beginning stages, it looks amazing,
right?
In my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a lot of information on there, a lot of stuff that make it only get better. But like I said, what you got right now, it's good. Like it's legit.
Yeah. I remember Dad asked me. He said, "Brent, you know what you're doing?" I said, "No." When you try to, building up all the pages and stuff, I said, "No."
Yeah.
But that's how else you gonna learn? But
right,
trial and error.
Trial and error, and I just go to different other people's pages just to tweak, grab little tidbits, things that we like that, and then I come back to y'all and I bring it to y'all and see what do y'all think about this, and then y'all like, man, that sounds good. Y'all be like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, you almost don't have to know. I mean, anybody can get started now. With technology and just there's information everywhere. So if you don't know, it's really on yourself. It's really on you because everything is out there already.
Right.
And so no, it's like Meldrick said, Brent, everything looks really good. And so yeah, man, it can only go up from here. And so yeah, look at that, man. Look at God. So I appreciate it.
Like we've always been taught, you got to do it in the spirit of excellence.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely.
You can't. I ain't gonna say half, but you can.
Right.
You just can't half do anything. If you're gonna do it, put your whole heart into it. And like our pastor always taught us, just do it with the spirit of excellence. And
right. Yeah.
And even though I keep worrying about certain things, like I ain't just catching hope or whatever, I just keep remembering at the beginning of the year when God dropped in my heart, trust the process. He kept dropping that in my spirit, trust the process. And I mean, that's for all three of us in this fight that we in, so and anything that anybody else that you're dealing with, you're wondering why it's not catching hope or why it's not doing what you think it should do. Continue to trust the process and continue to put God first in everything you do. And then when it does start happening, you'll appreciate it more instead of it coming fast. I always use the example. I said, I wonder, like, it's so easy to get on, like, as a singer, you can get on American Idol, but look at our legends that came before that, how they came hard, and some of them that are still surviving today. I mean, it's like they don't take it for granted. They don't take it for granted. They appreciate it more, but then you see some of these other ones that got it quick, you don't even see them no more because they got pride got too big or their head got too big or whatever. So
for sure. Yeah. That's good information, y'all. So just kind of with that, all that being said, like you said, Brent, if you're gonna do it, put your heart into it, man. So like I said, we appreciate that, man. We're gonna get into this show so we don't go too late here. But yeah, so we got some topics, and I know y'all sent some stuff in for us to talk about. Yeah, I mean, one thing, y'all know, y'all probably always see me in like hoodies. I love hoodies. I wear hoodies all the time, and y'all probably like hoodies too. Y'all wear hoodies? Y'all like hoodies
Yeah, in the wintertime.
in the wintertime?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
It's always this. I feel like it's always wintertime here in our home because my wife likes it on like 35. So it's cold, and she calls me anemic. Uh,
I just call her the
I
ice
wear a
queen.
pair of sweats every day up in here, so it don't matter. But yeah, so we like hoodies. But there are some hoodies that I guess you just can't get down with, you know. You know
Hmm.
what I mean by that. I don't, and y'all may know. I don't know. Do y'all wear the white hoods or the white hoodies at all? The white hoods?
With
No.
the
Okay.
eyes cut out on
Oh, that's
Huh?
what you get.
Okay. So I just said that just to be funny. So this sheriff, he resigned. What happened was there was a photo that resurfaced of him in a KKK hood, the white hoodie, everything. He had the whole get up on. He said he was at a Halloween party. Happened. It was years ago. He was in his 20s. He was just young and dumb, making a mistake. But the photo finally resurfaced, and this dude got caught in the white hood. And so, yeah, can't get down with those white hoods. I like hoodies, but I
Nope.
can't do the white hoods. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Nope.
when have you ever been able to get a KKK as a Halloween costume? That means
Right. Yeah. How do
Yeah.
you? Where do you get that at?
Probably at his daddy closet.
right.
Somebody somebody
His
had that
grandpa.
somewhere.
Yeah, somebody had it in his family somewhere.
Right.
And unless they got a special website, kkk.com or something,
You
and
just
then you can
order it.
order.
Mhm.
Right. That's a good point. How do you just find one laying around or like
Right.
somebody's
You
selling
didn't
one?
go to no Halloween store and they said, KKK outfit. I'll take that.
Right. Right.
Like
Was it Walmart or the Kmart down
Right.
the street selling KKK apparel or something?
like if it was inside of a store, I'm surprised that store wasn't burned to the ground. Like I mean,
Hey,
like
I
yeah, I ain't
mean,
gonna lie. If I saw that inside, I'm tearing it down.
you
I'm
right.
still in
throwing it away.
business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm throwing it away. I'm
Yeah.
walking to the counter. I'm like, this is trash, and in the
Right.
trash it
Why are
goes.
y'all selling it first off?
Right.
And I get how you can see something. I mean, but I can get how people can think things are funny, you know, and think
Right.
it's a joke, to see that. But it's and at some point it's I don't think it is when you
That
uh
no, not
at that
that.
point, yeah, to a
Mm-mm.
party, you know,
Yeah, you
I think that's going a
which
little bit far. A Halloween party.
right, and there could be black people that are there,
Yeah, and there's other people around. Yeah,
people of color. Period. That could be there.
you could see
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right, and somebody gonna take offense. I ain't gonna lie, 'cause I would take offense. I'd be like, "What are you doing? Like, really? Like, come on! You could have,
Right.
out of all the characters you could have been, you
That is,
chose
man.
that. That's not.
Chose
That's not even a character.
right.
That's history. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, yeah.
The picture that's
Closet.
posted, it was him and his buddy, and say, could you just deny it? Because I mean, it's a hoodie, but he never denied it. He
Mhm.
didn't deny it.
Yeah,
They
you could
can't.
That
have,
was
and you
him.
can't see who's there.
So, because listen to his
Right.
statement. He said, "I don't deny it wasn't stupid. Looking back on it now, but there again, I say, what 21 or 22-year-old in this world hasn't made some stupid mistakes."
Yeah.
And this is what his statement was. Everybody knows everything about my life. He added, okay, I would just ask that they look at my honor and my integrity and the things we've done for the sheriff's office. That was his statement. He never apologized for it.
Hmm.
He said, I don't, he's, and of course, yeah, 20, 22 years old, we all did some dumb things when
Yeah.
we were that age,
Yeah.
but we didn't do nothing like that.
Right.
No. I mean,
Yes, yes,
and
that
he
was that
never
came from
apologized for it. He just
right.
said, just look at my integrity and honor what I brought to the sheriff department. And if I look into the story a little bit more, the Speaker of the House for Georgia, he knew about this and he yet promoted him to that higher office.
Mm-hmm.
So that goes to show you how the speaker of the he probably just overlooked and said it probably would never come up, but here we go, here we are. So
Yeah, those things have a way of resurfacing, you
yes,
know.
yes,
But it's just it was just dumb. It was dumb, young and dumb. And you shouldn't do. I mean, it seems like to me, if you're gonna do something stupid, why that? Just
mm-hmm.
you know, that to me don't make a lot of sense. But okay. All right. So with that being said, um what's going on? There's some other things going on right now. There's an investigation um, or investigation committee looking into lawmakers, Republican lawmakers for January 6th. What they're doing, they're actually going to start looking into their cell phone records just to see and kind of get information more about January 6th and what led up to it and just kind of what happened. To me, this is a big step. I like
Yeah,
when I saw this, I was like, okay, yeah, we really about to find out what happened.
right.
And just kind of what led up to this because there was so many people in one place at one time, and it seemed like they all knew what was about to go down, and so like somehow it was organized and people were telling them where to go when they got into the Capitol. So it was some things going on behind the scenes that I think we don't know all about, and so I think with this it'll definitely some other
Bring
things will
some
come
things
out.
to light.
And
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
find
So
out.
yeah, find out. So yeah, what do y'all think about it and just kind of the investigation going on?
It makes you wonder why they didn't want this to happen in the first place because remember when they were trying to get this commission started, this minority leader, what's it? I can't remember the name.
Mhm.
He basically didn't want this to happen, or the people that because Nancy Pelosi said you can bring some Republicans to the table, and the ones that he brought, she denied it because she was like, no, this ain't gonna be nothing but a bunch of back and forth, and then just trying to delay the process. And she totally cut them off, which I'm glad she did
Mhm.
because they had two Republicans that were actually there to speak the truth on what happened and not just to sugarcoat like the Republicans have been doing with this whole January 6th riot, saying it was just a walk in the park. It was just a daily tour. Okay, all right. So with this, you're gonna
On,
probably
on
go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
how many tours did you climb walls
Right.
inside the buildings? Yeah,
And tear up the building.
right.
And just granted, this is on supposedly sacred ground. So this is not like we going to the 24th Street Park in Temple.
Right.
Well, everybody can go. This is going to the
We got
people's house. To
it's
the
got security gates,
right. I mean,
all kind of stuff
you
around
had
it.
you had to have certain clearance. I think they put you through. I remember Al Sharpton saying for him to get registered to do the Million Man March, he had to have so much security and so much. He had to have it in advance, so in advance to the point where it was no. I don't know how to say it, but um, there was just a lot of procedures that he had to make sure it was done before he had that Million Man March. But
Mhm.
then them to just come and when Trump gave them said we're gonna come to the Capitol, and then y'all just come, but not just come, but uh, bombard your way to the Capitol, breaking windows, um,
Did they
going
have
into the
vehicles?
chambers.
Mhm.
What you
Yeah,
saying,
Didn't,
man?
I said, didn't they have vehicles and stuff on the grounds?
I
I don't
probably ain't no telling, probably
I don't think
so.
they had vehicles.
No.
I think
It was
there
just
were there were vehicles from like security people who were
right.
already on the
But
ground.
they were just marching. They
Yeah.
marched there from when they had that rally there with Trump, which he went the opposite way back to the White House because he said I'm coming with y'all, but he went to the White House.
You didn't go with them.
No, so I mean, I'm you that way you're gonna see the phone workers probably of Margie Taylor Greene, Matt Yates, other Republican
Hmm.
that just been touting this big lie from the get go. You know, other Republicans that were probably there, if they would have got caught, they probably would have been killed too. But luckily, security got them in different directions. I'm talking about Mitt Romney, because it is a video footage of him walking one direction and one of the security guards saying, "No, you need to go this way." And as soon as he went the other way, then here come the mob of the Trump supporters coming. And just think if what they would have did if they would have saw him. So you're gonna see a lot of things out of this come out, like you said, Braxton, which is good.
Yeah,
but not good for them.
Not good for them, but it's good. We need to know
Right.
for sure what led up to this. And like you said, the precautions and all the measures that were supposed to be in place were not, you know, for this rally that quickly got out of hand. You know, and it seems like to me there was some neglect. Somebody knows something and didn't say or neglected to get the right people there. So
right,
yeah, something's gonna go down for sure. It's gonna go down. But just kind of, you know, as a sub point to what's going on with the, you know, investigation in January 6th. There's also just claims of you know, sentencing and punishment. Some people are saying, or some, I guess it has been reported that some people are saying that they're getting worse sentencing than people who marched for Black Lives Matter and George Floyd. When all that was happening, they're saying that the January 6th supporters are getting worse sentencing than some of those marches and people who were arrested during that time. But based on reporting and what people have been finding out, it's really the opposite. And then and it's really shows why we're kind of upset and why minorities don't like what's going on in the system, whether it's judicial or how we're treated versus other people or whites who do the same thing and even worse than what we've done. And so that was an article, Brent, that you sent us. What did you notice anything in that article that stood out to you about how you know, supporters from like George Floyd have been sentenced versus people from January 6th have been sentenced, you know, for similar things or even worse, you know?
Well, in 2020, and I think Mildred brought this up before, he said, what were those people marching for? They was marching for the death of unarmed Black men getting killed by police. And what did these people go to the Capitol for? Because they believed a big lie of an election. I mean, it doesn't get more crazier than that itself. You know, we out here marching. And granted, if the people that were out there riding, for those people that were out there doing that, yeah, they need to get sentenced. They need some things happen to them if they cause that much harm. But, you know, the FBI had even come out saying that a lot of the protests were peaceful, but a lot of the people that were in those night rioters were infiltrators that were coming in claiming to be Black Lives Matter or for the movement. And, you know, regardless of that, I don't agree with none of the looting. I don't agree with none of it made us look bad.
It takes away from the real message.
Right. There you go. So I have never agreed with none of that. But I think it was Dr. King that said if you balk a dog into a corner, he's going to come out fighting somehow. And, you know, I like I said, I'm not giving no license to that. But to the other hand is we were marching and protesting for the killing of unarmed African Americans in this country. And George Floyd was like the last straw of it. In the article, a professor said that the Black Lives Matter, they wasn't on, he said, sacred grounds, marching and desecrating buildings like the Capitol, even though there were things done to businesses, to cities and things like that, but it wasn't to the stake of the Capitol. I'm not trying to make one better than the other, but y'all see what I'm trying to say.
Well, they didn't make it to the Capitol to nobody in Black Lives Matter, the march or the protest, they didn't overrun the Capitol or try to take it
Yeah,
over.
Right.
yeah. And
Yeah, so
they
I
wouldn't have
mean,
made it to the Capitol.
yeah, you're right.
They wouldn't have
Matter
happened.
of fact, those pictures that I want to say I believe we had pictures of the difference in security detail from when it was the Black Lives Matter movement, or the Black Lives Matter march, versus the insurrection, and it was tons of police presence and security presence versus almost none,
Right.
And
and
so,
so
and
heavily
also,
armed too.
yeah, and you're right, Mildred. And just kind of one point too, Brent, I wanted to just kind of highlight in the article, and this is AP News article that you sent to us. Looks like this one, I can't pronounce everybody's name on it. But there's a guy, there's Michael, looks like
Oh yeah.
Jacquees and Elena had, I guess this is the article that they wrote. But what they were saying also here, I guess an Associated Press review of court documents in more than 300 federal cases stemming from protesters sparked by George Floyd's death last year show that dozens of people charged have been convicted of serious crimes and sent to prison. They said the AP found that more than 120 defendants across the United States have pled guilty or were convicted at trial of federal crimes, including rioting, arson, and conspiracy. More than 70 defendants who have been sentenced so far have gotten an average of about 27 months behind bars, and at least 10 receive terms of 5 years or more. Um, from just kind of those riots. But I think when you look at some of the sentencing going on with some of the January 6th people, these people are getting months,
Right.
and then
Or little to none.
little to none, or days in jail before before they can go back living their lives
Right.
like nothing happened.
And get this, Braxton, on January 6th, there was no arrests made. They were helping those people leave the Capitol.
Yeah, it was a arrest made on the same day of the the march,
right,
and the protest. It was several arrests.
Yeah,
and I think the defendant of the 120 so that they've caught in the January 6th insurrection, they had to put the whole thing on halt because he didn't contracted COVID. The defendant attorney, defense attorney.
Yeah, I'm sure he has. That's not a shocker.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. I mean, anything from the Black Lives Matter, they get an ultimate conviction, but these folks from the insurrection, domestic terrorists, are getting little to none.
Right. That's exactly what's happening.
Wow. The caucasity of all that.
Audacity and Caucasian. Okay.
The caucasity of them.
that is what's going on.
Caucasity.
But yes. Also, just kind of in the midst of all this going on, that what we're talking about, we do want to keep just people who are affected by the Hurricane Ida, that just went through Louisiana and affected parts of Mississippi, Alabama. Keep them in your prayers, just because some of the damage that's happened has been pretty crazy. Also in Haiti, there was an earthquake that was pretty bad there. And they lost, hundreds of people there as well. So we definitely want to keep them in our prayers as well. And y'all know my wife's family. A lot of her family is from Louisiana. So thank God most of them got out, or they were in an area that wasn't hit hard. So when you see those pictures, man, it's crazy. Like those before and after pictures, how everything looks normal, and then after it's all flooded with inches of water.
Right.
So they're out there, trying to rescue people now. So yeah.
Didn't they say that's kind of like the worst hurricane since the 1850s?
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Okay.
I think I read something about it. It was one of the worst, or one of the strongest.
Okay.
Strongest hurricane that had ever come through there.
Yeah.
And so they were expecting lots of damage, and they were saying that if you can leave. They was like, do not stay, do not try to wait it out or anything. Get out if you can.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah. You see some of the pictures and some of those videos. I saw like the whole size of buildings just coming
Yeah.
off, blowing off, roofs completely blowing off. So the wind speeds have to be crazy.
yeah,
To do that kind of damage, and bricks just going everywhere, trees topple. It was pretty bad. Yeah, it was pretty
I've
bad.
seen a I've seen a video before. It wasn't necessarily it wasn't this particular hurricane, but it was a different hurricane I had saw
Hmm.
where the water had risen and the water was rushing, and there was like two houses that were sitting uh, on like a piece of land or like a raised area with rocks and stuff. And as the water was rushing by, the land and rocks was just getting taken away, and the house is just falling
Hmm.
down into the water and get washed away. Like I mean, like a strong
Current.
current, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean, just the house just falling down,
Yeah.
and it just get washed right away, like it was nothing.
Think about it, that water super strong. You got that wind, you
Yeah.
got water
Yeah.
coming, and rain. It's man, you do not want to be caught, in
But
that type of stuff.
what's
Yeah,
scary is we're in the time frame
it's
of
hurricane season.
Katrina.
Yeah.
Of Katrina. This is when
Well, it's
Katrina happened
16 years ago,
16 years
same
ago.
day
Mm-hmm.
Katrina
Because
happened.
Katrina was from August 23rd to the day. I can't remember, but we are in the time frame. Like Smell said, with this hurricane season.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, I don't know how much more New Orleans going to be able to take.
Yeah, New Orleans was actually there were some parts that were hit pretty bad, but it was really the South Louisiana down there,
Okay.
where the water is at,
Okay.
which is probably was hit worse. And then there's another city that's kind of between New Orleans and Baton Rouge that was hit pretty hard. Starts with a P, I think,
Okay.
or something. But they were hit pretty hard too. New Orleans actually was hit, but it wasn't as
It
bad.
wasn't as bad.
And
Okay.
what made Katrina bad, and I guess I never really realized, was the levees.
Yeah, them levees in New
Levees,
Orleans.
right? So
They
it
broke.
wasn't really as bad of a hurricane. It was just the levees broke,
Mm-hmm.
which made it worse. And then those people were just kind of stuck, and no one, not a whole lot of rescue was going on. There was people out there waiting on the bridges, just kind of there, and
Yeah,
people trying to survive and make it. And so that, yeah, it's crazy when you think about it. It's been 16 years now. I think I remember like Katrina. I was in college then,
Now, yeah.
um, and
Yeah.
so yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, definitely, if you got family there, check on them. Make sure they're okay.
yeah,
Um, Everything is good. So, but yeah, so with that being said, um, the last plane I think today left Kabul. There in Afghanistan. So we haven't gotten every American out of Afghanistan, but based on some of the conferences and what I was hearing people say today, um, I guess everyone that wanted to leave is out. And so,
130,000.
yeah, so they've gotten a lot of people out of Afghanistan, which is great, which is, I think, is a blessing and also a
Right.
win, to get that many people out and to stop a war that's been going on almost 20 something years, um, another country. And so, I mean, what do y'all think about that and just kind of what's going on with that?
I think it's still kind of courageous of Biden to hold to his word and just say we are sticking to this plan of getting out. And
Mhm.
you know what? It wasn't a popular one.
Right.
right.
Yeah.
And
I was just about to say, I had a conversation with somebody earlier today, and they were talking about how they didn't agree with taking the troops out of there. I was like, I said, man, it's been going on for the last 20
20
years.
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 And then in 2 weeks,
Like,
they took over.
Right.
right. Like the
So,
last,
so obviously, what we've been doing hasn't been helping.
It's been in vain.
Yeah,
right,
it's in vain, Brent. Why? Like, why are we even still there?
right, that's what I'm
$2.2
saying.
trillion.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Right.
okay. And I said, well, you don't want our troops to come home? They was like, well, some of them don't want to come home. I'm like, I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. But whatever. And I'm like, I said, why are we fighting another country's fight? Like, why we got to be the world's police?
Right.
Or like, I can understand. We had I'm guessing we had an agreement or an alliance or whatever we had with them. We've taught them everything they needed to know. Like I said, they should have learned a lot in the last 20 years.
20 years.
Like, and they should know. Yeah, and then out of nowhere, as soon as we leave, they get taken over. Hey, we left them with the skills and knowledge of how to defend themselves and how to operate, and it's like, you mean to tell me we was over there for that long and we were doing all of that? I get it that we was there and we were an asset and a help to them, right? But I mean, man, come on. I mean,
people, who wants to be fighting? What military or anybody that that's been in the service wants to be fighting a war for 20-something years, or wants to
made a career out of fighting a war?
Right. Why would they want to stay and fight a war when they can be at home
with their family,
and trying to get help?
Right. And I mean, it's because there's a lot of people who didn't come home.
Yeah, we lost some people.
Yeah, and so I mean, like, why keep them over there? Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, bring them home, let them come back, let them get away, come back to the states where you belong. I mean, let them people figure it out. Like I said, we've given them all the tools, all the knowledge, and I mean, because has anybody come over here to help us? Not a now one. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen nobody come over here and try to aid us in anything. So I mean, hey, they got to do it themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it makes you wonder why President Obama didn't get us out, and why even though Trump's started the process. Because I remember when he was in the talk saying we're gonna bring our troops home.
Yeah, he said.
Now, was there some things Biden probably could have did different? Yeah, but I see why Obama and Trump didn't go all the way with this, because it would have made them look Trump was already very unpopular, but it would have made him look even worse.
Well, I don't think there was any pretty way of doing it. It's just not going to be a nice, clean exit.
And this was going to happen anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Like, kind of like what's going on now. It doesn't matter if Obama would have did it or Trump would have did it. This kind of stuff would have been happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it just wouldn't have been no way around that. Still yet, there was still some things Biden could have did different, but still yet, like you said, Braxton, it's a win. He got us out of the longest war that this world has ever seen. Either this country or this world has seen, the Afghan war.
I think it's this country for sure. I don't know about the world.
I don't know about the world, but yeah, definitely our country.
Because they've been fighting each other for since my mom always say since the womb. You have Jacob and Esau, right? So that's what she says. They've been fighting each other since the womb. But yeah, this I think for our country for sure, this has been the definitely longest war.
Yeah, ain't no other Civil War didn't last that long. World War I or II didn't last that long.
Nope.
None of those other wars we had.
Vietnam War.
Yeah, none of that. None of those wars lasted 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
They had a war on Iraq and Afghanistan and all that.
Mm-hmm.
In the Middle East. Yeah, it's been going on for. I mean, because you think about it, 9/11 was 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
2001.
You got to think about Daddy Bush. That Afghan Iraq war started with him.
Yeah.
And then they moved over. Then now, like you said, 911 didn't make it no better. It's like Bush Jr. was like, said, I got to defend my daddy. It's kind of like how I look at it a little bit. Like he said, I got to defend my daddy's honor.
Yeah.
And he kept that part going. And then, like you said, 911 didn't make it no better. And but like you said, Meldrick, we've been there for 20 years. And
it's time.
It's time.
Yeah. And like you said too, who said that we're the police, or that we have to police everyone's situation. We got situations here
Right.
that we need, that need attention.
Mm-hmm.
We, like Brent said, we got domestic terrorism here that
Right.
needs attention. People,
You
and
my opposer.
right, right, exactly what Muhammad Ali said is so true.
Yeah.
You got,
You
Right.
won't
people out
fight for me
here,
right here in my country,
yeah,
right
we
here.
can't, yeah,
You want me to go over there fight no Viet Cong, no Viet. I ain't got no quarrel with no
yeah,
Viet Cong, no
Right.
Chinese, no Japanese.
yeah. They ain't
I
never
got
call.
war
They ain't never
right
call.
here.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
that. The war is here. We
Right.
got, yeah. And so, but yeah, everything y'all said was really spot on.
I'm glad it came to an end.
Me too. I'm glad this came to an end, and I think one of the what they were saying today too. If anyone else, I think there's still Americans over there, American
Right.
citizens over there, but there's American citizens that want to be over there. So they said if anyone else wants to come back, they can. And they'll find a way to get them back. But like y'all said, I'm glad it's over. And they're coming back, so that's a win. I think definitely a win. It's not pretty, but it's somebody has to do
Right.
it. Somebody's
Yeah.
got to do it, stand up and do it. So, um, and just kind of also to the families that lost loved ones
Yeah.
in the war, definitely keep them in your prayers as well. So,